What's up? What's up? Coming to you live, 9 on the Grind TV. From the front seat. Special guest today, TJ Hooker Taylor's in the house. As always, my lovely host, Kara Oker, is with me today, producing the show, joining and making it funky. I am shooting live today from Capitol Ford in Hillsborough, North Carolina, y'all. Funk from the Funkin' dealership. Alright? North Carolina, you in the house? Ohio! Where you at, Brenda? Kansas City! I love you. Make it funky. Yeah. Make it funky. New York! DC! Strong Island! Bayshore! Staten Island! Massachusetts! What's up, Curtis? Let's get Gaga Google on them. Funk from the front seat. Georgia, North and South Carolina, Virginia, my family, I love you. Tennessee, oh yeah, Florida, y'all take care. Afterglow 92416 in Georgia, I got you, Q-Dog. Let's move out to the West Coast. See my baby out there, Angela, you in the house? I love you, sweetie. Lisa Graham up in Washington, I love you. Nothing but the funk. Maryland, Minneapolis, MPLS, Vanessa, I love you up there. Canada, Dubai, I love you. Hawaii, Samoan, doing the Humpty Hump, doing the Humpty Hump. Japan, Tokyo, Philadelphia, Dr. Brookenstein, I got you, bro. All day long. Yeah, man, it's a special day. So where y'all at? Come join us right here live on Funk from the front seat. Welcoming in our guest today, TJ Hooker Taylor's in the house. My lovely producer, Kara Oker, keeping it real behind the glass. My sister from another mister. I love you, Kara, back there, doing your thing. Welcome. Today's a little different. We're in a little different kind of vehicle. You know, sometimes you have to get on another ship to do what you got to do. Boy, we was cutting it close. My producer back there, she's earning her money today. Let me tell you, we was down to the last minute, y'all. Again, you know, we lost a big one this week. You know, Biz Marquis, he was a friend of mine, you know. We hung out back in the day a little bit here and there. And we're going to do something special for him at the end of the show. There's also some things going on in Cuba that we're going to speak about. And, you know, after we do our interview with TJ, and Karen and I are going to be on for an additional half hour because there's things that we just got to chop up. And we're going to make sure all you guys, please stay active on the chat line. I'll get to them eventually. I always appreciate everything you guys do out there because you guys make the show. Each and every person that takes time out on their Saturday to spend time with us, you guys can kind of, you know that we love you and we care. If there's anybody out there that's ever hurting from anything, you know, it's all good, man. So when TJ is ready, he's going to pop in. Until then, I'm just going to sit here and chat a little bit till Kara brings him in. She knows, you know, what we're doing back there on the board, baby. I love you, Kara. You doing your thing. I'm so proud of you. Yes. And you did learn from me, so that was cool. But now you're teaching me things, so that's even cooler. Kara's a good woman, man, up in Ohio, producing and, you know, doing her thing, man. So Shout out to Mark Lee. I love you, Mark. Enjoying your vacation, your summertime. You deserve it, brother. You work really hard. So, keep doing what you're doing. So people at IBM, I don't really mention their network a lot, but, you guys are great. So hopefully, we can work some things out. Again, shout out to everybody. P Funk Radio, Philly Phil, Get on the Funk Bus, Patty and Bootsy, I love you, Joe Keys, HJ Entertainment, K&N Jams Entertainment, Afterglow 92416, Maggie M's Funky Corner, Benevolent Funk, man, I love you, Curtis. Obviously, you my brother, man. Call me Miss Pat. That logo that you see in the back with the alien, Miss Pat, Aquarius Rising Art, she did that for us, and she's part of my band as well. And don't forget, August 21st, y'all better make it out to the Crab Fest down in Maryland if you can make it, man. It's going to be funky. The P-Funk family going to be there. The Nappy Head Funk Army is going to be there. We're making our debut, coming back and doing our thing. So, make America funk again, Saturday, August 21st, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Drury Ballpark, Lothian, Maryland. So hopefully we'll see some of y'all down there, man. It's going to be a great time. We're honored and very much humbled to be on this show. We're grateful for it, and thanks to promoter Brian Smitty Smith and everybody, making it happen. So yes, we're very humble and very honored to do our thing and bring some good music, and just bear with us because we ain't played in a minute, COVID, but we're a little rusty, but we'll get it done. You know how the funk is; it always survives. Joe Keys, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? I love you, man. Shout out to Joe Keys, the Late Bloomer Band, because Joe Keys is a good friend of mine, man, and I love that brother. So we're just hanging out, sitting at Capitol Ford and in the new vehicle and just waiting on, Mr. T.J. Hooker Taylor to roll through. They might be having some network connections, and that happens from time to time. What are you going to do? But I tell you a story, right? This is a true story. You only get this exclusive, right? My original gray ghost, the Taurus Ford. Good morning, Sonia. How you doing, sweetie? I love you. I had to kind of retire that car, because it had paid its dues. It had ran its course, right? And I was in the process of trying to make another vehicle happen. So let me tell you how good God is, right? The Creator actually got me into a new vehicle within 48 hours. Capitol Ford over here in Durham, they hooked me up. So if you guys need a car, you come over here and see Lynn, and you see this other brother that's in there, RJ, and they take care of you, man. And it was weird because I knew we had to do the show, right? So I told Kara, my producer, I was like, listen, I'm going to be there. And I literally, before we came on the air, I was sitting in the office signing papers about a minute before we hit. So just to show you the power of believing in the higher power, whatever that may be for you guys, it's funny because, again, sometimes life will throw you a curve. And I'm living proof that you could hit the curveball. You just ain't going to hit every one, but you can hit the ones that you need to hit. So y'all stay positive out there. You could always hit me up, hit Kara. We're always here for you to bring some positive stuff to you. So we're just hanging out, waiting right now. And while we're waiting, we can chat it up a little bit. I hope you guys are doing all right. Mad shout out to all the first responders in Florida. Respect, respect, respect. I understand we're going to come on later with Kara and talk about some of the voting issues and rights and the people up there. And I'm not going to spoiler alert that for you, but we're going to talk about that as well. Sometimes, this funk thing. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm loving that. Back in the house. So let's bring him in and we're going to chat with this brother and see what's going on in his world. What's up, TJ?
What's happening? What's happening?
Hey, man, it's beautiful, man. God is good. I'm here hanging out with you. Who's got it better than me? I got a beautiful producer back there hanging out with you, Mr. Taylor. It's a pleasure. Welcome to Funk from the Front Seat. We might be on a delay, and it might be technical
Okay. Oh,
difficulty. How are you today?
well, I'm on the highway on my way to Oklahoma City. But other than that, I'm doing great. God is
Awesome.
good.
Yeah, he
On
is.
the
Yo,
move.
you got a gig. You got a gig over there. You playing?
Yeah, we playing tonight in Oklahoma City. I'm not sure about the venue though, but
Okay.
just we
Well,
gonna
that's
go
what it is.
at this party. Uh huh.
Yo, man. So let me ask you, and first of all, paying homage to your father, of course, but this is about you. Um, you were raised in the church, as was I.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
Tell me about your first group. I understand the Young Golden Voices. You were age 10. Your dad started you out, man. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, our moms, they started out singing in the church at Ninth Street Missionary Baptist Church, and me and all of my cousins, and we had a chance to become real famous in Kansas City. And got a chance to sing for Aretha Franklin, not
Uh-huh.
actually for her, but the people in charge of her up in Detroit City. But we eventually, we was on our way home, and the car it broke down, and we had to hitchhike back home. And what had happened was they wanted us to audition for Motown, and they would make us sing R&B, and the people that was playing the piano at the time didn't want to do that. So we ended up just heading back home, and about 4 or 5 years went by before we sang again, before I ever sang again. So by
Right,
that
right.
time, my voice had changed. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's funny because a lot of the artists, we all grew up, with that Baptist church thing. And sometimes, like you mentioned, brother, some people didn't want to take that other route and get into that pop thing, man. Some people
right,
did, some people didn't. I never judged myself. I didn't care either way. I was like, listen, it's all good music. God made it all.
right.
But
But see,
tell us a
our
little bit about,
cousin,
yeah, man.
but see, the cousin of ours, she could really sing, and she was really close to like Aretha Franklin. Her style was. Plus, she
Uh-huh.
played, uh, you know. Plus, she had us four young guys singing background for her, but she was the vocalist. And when she decided that she didn't want to do that, it kind of threw everything off. So
Yeah, I
that was
know.
the first experience.
Yeah, I know. A lot of times, like you just mentioned, and here we are hanging out with T.J. Hooker Taylor. Obviously his dad was a legend, and this brother's a legend, doing great things. With his music and traveling and playing. A lot of times, people, will try to make something bad, even though something is really good. And I always said, well, man perverted the music. If you keep it clean and crisp and clear, and the message is right, you can kind of cross over like Earth, Wind, and Fire did, Chaka Khan. A lot of people they did both.
Yeah,
For instance, so I'm kind of coming from that vein. Now, from what I understand, at age 16, you started the Grand Jury Band, right? So tell us a little bit about that.
the Grand Jury Band, we started playing behind these guys named the Dynamic Sensation. And what we had a whole bunch of guys in like in different type of high schools from southeast and from the north side. We teamed up and we made the band. Now some of the guys went on to produce with Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam. I'm
Okay.
for matter of fact, I'm working with one of the producers that wrote the cut Butter Love for the group Next, and he did a whole bunch of stuff for Alexander O'Neal and everybody like that. So
Okay.
all these guys come from the Grand Jury Band. So from off that band, we had a whole bunch of success. From off like you know just the spin-offs.
Right, 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 right. I know there's a lot of people on the chat line active, so you guys please keep those chats coming in. I can't really see them, but I know they're going to be up on the screen in a second. Um, And you guys don't worry, I'm going to answer and make sure that I stay in touch with all the people out there watching. Again, we're hanging out today, with this incredible gentleman, this artist, and he's doing his thing. So you driving right now. This is how you grind. You driving.
Yeah, I'm driving to see. I'm trying to make sure that I make it there. So
Yeah.
I always have to drive. I've always had different jobs, UPS and different things like that. So I'm a professional driver, and I'm gonna
Yes.
drive us there, and I'm gonna be there at home. Yeah,
Yes, I'm the same way. I always consider myself like, let me drive to wherever I got to go because I know I
right,
can get there. I trust me.
right. Well, see, also I don't drink. I haven't had a drink since '98. So I
Good
know
for
I'm
you.
sober enough to drive.
Yep. Same, same,
What's that?
same, same. So, um, there was a point, obviously, growing up with a world famous Hall of Fame figure like your father. Um, and there was a point because I read your bio, and Kara does such a great job of getting all this information to me, man. She's amazing back there, man. Um, there was a point where you didn't really want to do that thing. You really didn't want to do it.
No,
Thorny Mercy
because
says
see,
that's awesome,
I
but
was the drum major in high school, so I played the trumpet, and we was like the brass construction. So when I was in the grand jury band, our music was mostly just the funk and confunction, cool in the gang, and doing those type of styles of music. Because I am a musician, so
right,
I heard all of my life growing up. I never sang none of my dad's songs. I had
right,
no interest in singing Johnny Taylor music at all. I did not know I could sing his music. I wasn't trying to sing it. I was singing more like Charlie of the Gap Band and
yeah,
different,
okay, Charlie Wilson, yeah,
yeah, and Aaron Hall and more in that style. So when I was doing that, I had no interest. As a matter of fact, the blues didn't interest me at all. Because
right,
if you asked him if he sang the blues, he told you no. He never sang the blues. He was just a singer. He never said it was R&B, blues, or any of that. That's us nowadays putting music in these categories.
right,
Yeah. So
right.
yeah, but
When
I got a chance to open up for him, and we went down to Arkansas, and he had this song called "The Good Love." And we was trying to get gigs and stuff. And this man said, if you can sing your daddy's song, "The Good Love," I'll pay you $500. I said, okay.
wow,
So uh, back then they had it on cassette. And you could also, on the other side of the cassette, they would have the instrumental. Man, when I got that instrumental of that song, that's when I started singing all of my dad's, music. Then I found out that I could really sing it because
right.
I never tried to sing none of his stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm sure.
now when I sing it, they say you sound just like him. I'm like, well, maybe as I get older, it just naturally just comes out. I don't know.
I'm sure your dad is very proud of you for carrying the legacy in your own way.
Yeah,
You carry his legacy and you do your own thing, and that's what's up because you know when you're in this business, and you're doing your thing, and you see growing up in the gospel field, you see your dad touring and everything else. You know, when did you actually decide you was going to seriously take the music business by the throat and really, really dive into it? Recording and everything else. At what age did it really click for you?
well, I've been doing this pretty much all of my life, so it never did that. Ever since
Okay,
I was a little bitty boy, they always told me I was gonna sing, so I just knew I was gonna sing. I didn't know if it was gonna be in the church or they also used to say that I was gonna preach, so I didn't know, but I've always knew that because they've always said you Johnny Taylor's son, so and I just not growing up, up under him. I was always, growing up here in my hometown, so ever since I was like 4 or 5 years old, man, I knew I was gonna sing. I just didn't know
Yeah.
where and how. But it's just something that they just automatically just instilled. I remember singing Stand By Me at the age of 1 and 2. They used to have me just stand up there and just sing that back to back to back to back over and over and over and over. So I always knew I was gonna sing. It's just I never knew I was gonna keep my dad's music going though. I
Yeah.
never thought that. See, I always thought I was gonna make it famous like my friends them did. The group, these guys, they went on to be on Soul Train and Arsenio Hall and all that stuff. And I seen them on TV, and I was like, man, I started these guys out. Why haven't I hit it big? Because that was not for me. It was for me
Yeah.
to do what I'm doing right now.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
so
That's right. That's right.
God had
Sometimes,
a plan.
yeah, that's right. You got to follow your calling because sometimes, you know, when we see people, we try to put ourselves in their spot. But the creator, Stevie Wonder, said it best. God knew exactly where He wanted you to be placed. You know, and your rhyme and reason to what you do, as far as doing your music, doing your father's legacy, and taking care of all the things that you need to take care of. You know, I applaud you, brother. I've been following you for a minute since Dr. Heidi introduced us, and I couldn't wait for you to do the show. I was very, very excited about that, and I'm just blessed to have you again. We're hanging out, with the amazing T.J. Hooker Taylor, driving in his car, doing a podcast. So again, kudos to this man because he's definitely holding it down, man. So, um, tell me about 2015 and the gospel, the KC Clouds. You got into that gospel thing, man, back again. So tell me a little bit about that, the KC Clouds.
The KC Clouds were my cousins who used to be known as the Hooker Singers in Kansas City. See, what people don't know is my grandfather, Isaac, he used to have the Ninth Street Missionary Baptist Church.
Uh-huh.
And he was the first one in Kansas City on radio in the evening
Wow.
time. And
Okay.
so because he was the first one because he was the first one that had the station on the air, all the artists from Sam Cooke and everybody, they would come to town. They would come to his, come down to the church because they wanted to
Right.
be
Right. Right.
live on
Right.
the
Right.
air.
Right.
So that's how my mother ran into my dad because he was an ordained, he was ordained and he was singing with the Highway QCs and with Sam, so the family's been involved in music and radio and everything, but I got these different styles of different type of people that sing. Some people solo. We have a whole lot of like what's the word I'm looking for? We got the groups in our family. They're like the 4 members, and they sing. You know what I'm saying? And ever since I've been like a little bitty boy, we'd always go to their church and hear them singing. They
Right.
wouldn't.
Right.
They didn't have the name the KC Clouds. They was known as the Mighty Clouds, but
Okay.
they couldn't use that name, so they called themselves the KC Clouds.
Right. 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 It's funny because I grew up, in that same environment. You know, Mahalia Jackson, Five Blind Boys, etc. And um, one of the most influential people in my life, Mr. Howard Beeman was in the gospel thing, and he also taught us how to cross over. So, who in your life, besides your family and your dad, and Aaron Hall you mentioned, and Charlie Wilson, very nice man. I met him a few times and hung out with him. All of these artists that you grew up with, and now that you've taken, and put TJ in that mix with it, right? How did you link up with
Right.
Heidi? How did you link up with Heidi?
Well, I met her doing like I said, we had some friends of ours in the high school, and I was the drum major in all of our horn section. We used to half of the guys ended up moving to Minnesota and teamed up with Terry Lewis and Jimmy Dale. But
Right,
we were
right.
all in the marching. We all performed. I think back then she was either in the cheerleaders or something like that. Me, I was a drum major. So that's
Okay.
how I know all these people from junior high to high school, from Darren Story to Heidi to Prof T. He's the producer I'm working with right now. We all came up through Lincoln High School in the marching band.
Right.
And, so that's how me and her, we go way back,
Okay. So you got a little
before
history.
before she was Dr. Heidi.
Right.
She was just
And,
Heidi.
and she is Dr.
Yeah.
Heidi. Trust me, she is Dr.
Oh
Heidi.
yeah.
Salute.
Well, she had all my books now, so she Dr. Heidi.
Yeah, she is. She makes sure when we do Zoom, Dr. Heidi's in the house. I love her for that, man. So as COVID hit, what did you do during COVID? And again, we're hanging out with you.
I recorded the whole album, man, during the COVID. I got about 10 new songs. I came out with a great TJ Hooker Taylor, which is out there on Music Access and Apple iTunes and all the other stuff. You can just speak my name into your phone, and everything I got will pop up. But I've had a very successful time since they had the coronavirus, because I was able to focus in on my on the singing.
Right.
I did more recording and producing. Now, we didn't have the shows, but as long as you had your income straight, hey, this was probably the best time for all the artists.
I think you're right. I think a lot of us had a time to self-reflect, maybe write some stuff, maybe look at the political landscape that we're in. So I think a lot of people took advantage of it. Like you said, you did an album and songs and videos and things like that. If you were talking to young people, right? And what would you kind of tell them about the ups and downs of the music business and the game?
Just spend on your own dream. Don't spend nobody else's money on your dream, because you're just gonna owe them it in the end. Invest in your own self. You'll be successful. Don't rely on nobody to help you in the music business. Do it yourself. Then you'll be on top. Other than that, it's all a dream.
Yeah. You're right. Just believe in yourself, I think, is one of the strongest things that, we need in this world. You got to have faith, man. And I know you're a faith-based human being and a good spirit, man. And I'm so glad to sit here and chat with you, because I was looking forward to it, because I tell you a story. My first disco band, back when I was 16, and the first song I had to learn was Disco Lady. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Yes, well, that's one of the biggest songs in the history of the music business.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know who's on that album? Do you know who's actually on that song?
I was going to talk to you about that. But you can tell the audience, because I know.
Bootsy Collins is on that. Bootsy playing the bass line. That's the Funk Brothers. Brothers Johnson, Bootsy Collins, and some more people from Parliament.
I think Glenn Goins was on there, right? Or Gary Scheider. Bernie,
that's right.
That's why that song was so funky.
Yeah, that's right. Because my dad heard it, and he said, man, I don't see no disco nothing. And then when he heard it, he said, ain't no disco song, it's a funk song.
Yep.
So they convinced him that it was a funk song. That's the only way he sang it.
Yep. Because that song laid in there, man. Great song.
That was the first. Oh yeah, that was that song created history.
Yeah, it did.
You know that, right?
Yep.
That song was the first. They came up with the name strictly for that song, Platinum, because he sold so many units. They had to come up with something new, and they came up with Platinum. So Johnny Taylor is the originator of the Platinum Award. Okay,
that's right.
For funk.
Now let me ask you this. I have to ask you this. he's your dad. But how did you feel? Like, I know he's just dad to you, but to the rest of us, he's Johnny Taylor. You know what I'm saying? But how did you go about your everyday life, school, this and that, knowing that that's who your father was?
Well, actually, see, I was brought up around my mom, and my mom, she wasn't around my dad, which in the end, I found that was the best thing that could have been happening because at his house there was a lot of dysfunctional, stuff going on. So, as I always tell people, God don't make no mistakes. I had a hard time in high school because I kept waiting on the limousine to show up, but it never showed up. You know what I'm saying? So I was always just getting stuff. You know what I'm saying? So thank God I had the marching. I was able to get in the band. But fortunately, I was brought up around my mom. I see my dad when he came to visit his mom in Kansas City and his auntie. So I had a chance to see him a whole, because he'd always be on tour. That he would, come home to Kansas City to see his mama. And they made sure I was always there. But you know me, I was a kid. I didn't pay no attention to him. But I think it really, it kind of like dawned on me when I, at the age of I ain't sure, but I'm thinking around 13, we went to see him sing with the People's Choice, Ramsey Lewis, and the Staple Singers. And I was on the stage, and he told them to fire it up, and it didn't look like it was outer space. At that moment, man, I knew I was gonna sing. You know what I'm saying? But I already knew I was gonna sing. But at that moment, when he said fire it up, and all the people hit that lighter, hey man, and you 12 years old, and you see that. But I was fortunate, man. I wasn't brought up around my dad. I got a chance to mix it up with him as I got a little older, and I started confronting on a whole bunch of things that he wasn't handling, correctly as you get older.
Yeah. Do me a favor, man. I want you to shout out.
I love my dad, man. Overall, man, I love Johnny Taylor. He shared his music with me. He could have told the people, no, don't put that boy on the show. He used to put him on there. I don't know what he's singing, but
I wanted to
doing that, he's all right with it.
I wanted to ask you to shout out a few people. Dr. Brookenstein says hello. Sonia Murphy didn't know that Bootsy didn't play on Disco Lady, so give them a shout out to my audience, man, and tell them hello for me.
Hey, I'd like to say hello to everybody out there that's listening. We love you guys for continuing the legacy of Johnny Taylor playing his music. He's part of everybody's home. So we like to say we love you. Continue being safe, wear your mask, sanitize, and go get your shots. And continue listening to the baddest man on the radio today. How about that?
Hey, I'm loving that. Yo, man, can you hang out with us a little bit more? I got to run a commercial. Can you stay with us for a minute? All right, man. Okay. We're hanging out with TJ Hooker Taylor. He's going to be back on the other side. And my producer, Karen, co-host, will jump in with us. She's got a couple of questions. We're going to kick it. Right now, a little shout out from Keith Jackson and P-Funk Radio.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Periodically, Alberta, he kept trying to put on Leroy. What did you say? Leroy.
Wow. We're back with TJ Hooker. How you doing? We're back with TJ Hooker on Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV. His brother is grinding, driving, and he's doing an interview with us. He's taking time to do that on his way to his show. and we appreciate that. Follow all of his information on the bottom scroll. And follow his music on YouTube. We actually got one of your songs, man. That we may throw on if you don't mind, something that you recently did. But I'll leave that up to my producer. And please make sure you support this brother. Not just because he's Johnny Taylor's son, but only because he stands on his own merit and he's doing his own thing. And he's got a good heart and he's a spiritual man, a spiritual light worker out here in this world, which we need, man. So that's what we need, man. How far you got to go before you get to Oklahoma?
We ain't gonna get there probably till about 3 o'clock.
Okay, you got a minute.
Yeah.
What's the weather like there?
Huh?
What's the weather?
It's raining off and on.
Okay, you stay safe. Hi, Kara.
Hi, I'm just on so we can make sure that these videos are coming on. Hi, so nice to meet you, TJ. So we have your latest. We have Let's Stay Together. Is that good to play, Mr. TJ?
Uh-huh.
Perfect.
Let's rock it.
So many great, amazing things out there. I just want to make sure that you're good with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Separated now. I seen lovers come, never go. I love you, darling. We got to try to hold on.
Go on, TJ.
But we can't worry.
Yeah.
People gonna say, girl, you're all I need. You're my good thing. Oh, I can't let you get away. Let's stay together. Let's stay together. We gotta stay together. My darling. Ooh, yeah. I waited a lifetime to find a girl like you. Yeah. Without you, baby, I don't know what I would do. No. You've been my shelter through the storm. You gave me a reason to live on. That's right. And that's why I gotta say, girl, let's stay together. Let's stay together. Oh, let's stay together. Let's stay together. We might not have a Cadillac, might not have a Cadillac, or live in a big house on a hill. Oh, we may not wear designer clothes. That's right. As long as we got each other, yeah, that's all we need. One more thing I'd like to say. Two jobs, right. Just to put food on the table, help pay the light bill, that's okay. I don't want you to worry about a thing. All I want to do is keep you happy, keep you satisfied. And we've been together so long, we can't give up now. No. Oh, I can't let you get away. Let's stay together. We gotta stay together. My darling, yeah. I don't care what your friends say. She ain't got no vanity. No. We've had our down. Ain't been nothing separated now.
Rue Davis he gave me them songs. Yeah.
You and me, we gotta keep our family. Oh, let's stay together, yeah. God is joined together. No man put asunder. Ooh, baby. We have, ain't nothing separate.
The great Rue Davis. Them is his songs.
Yo, man, let me ask you something. First of all, Kara, what did you think of that?
Oh, so Dr. B. Oh, wait, hold on. No. Okay, sorry. Slight misfunction, guys. So Dr. B notices that Kara loves it. Yes. Love this song. Thank you, TJ.
I wanted to ask you, where did you shoot that at? I think we lost him.
Oh no.
He'll be back.
There you are.
TJ, where did you shoot that at?
I shot that in Kansas City, Missouri, 18th Divine.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. In my
I love
hometown.
that song. Yeah. It's very
That
nice.
song was written by that song was written by the great Mr. Rue Davis. I produced it. I sang it over. I sang about 2 or 3 songs of his over because he has the essence of my dad's, his style. And see, one thing about my dad, he always had the best songwriters and the best producers. That's why he was always #1. My dad got more hits than a whole lot of people. If you go back and do some research on Johnny Taylor, he got hits in all of the decades, from the 60s to the year 2000. He had a hit record. And that's unheard of.
Oh, go ahead, Kara.
Oh, I was just going to say, I love your style. You definitely have, you coming through in that song. Love the dance moves and the video. Yeah, I love the dance moves and your voice, just coming through your songs. It's just so smooth and just enjoyable to just listen to. And I'm just honored to be on this show with you. But I just wanted to kind of just say I loved it. And that video was pretty cool too. Just you shaking it, singing.
Yeah. That was my first time trying to direct a video, because I directed it. And I just wanted it to just be, just me singing to the camera. If you notice on all of my videos, I don't really try to have no love interest. I try to sing to the camera so the people in the audience can be the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's tight, man. I know one thing. I know your voice and that song. I can close my eyes and see your dad doing that now, So you have his DNA. You're sure you have his DNA. Ain't no doubt about that. When people hear it, they're like, oh, okay, we know where this apple didn't fall far from the tree.
And I got 3 DNA to 99.9999 because we had to take them just for the estate. For those that need the DNA test, I got them too.
That's right. And we're hanging out today on Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV, with my co-host Carol Oker, the amazing TJ Hooker Taylor, and I'm your host number 9. We're sitting here chatting it up on Front Seat. So y'all check that out. We got it popping over here. This brother's on the grind, on his way to a gig, and he's doing our gig. So we appreciate that, man. We really, really do. I'm not sure if we got another video now. What you got back there, Carrie? You got any more surprises for us?
I mean, every time we do a show, it's a surprise. So
That's why I love you all the way to Ohio.
yes.
What
Okay,
about the
TJ.
last time?
The last time?
Yeah.
Yes, I have that. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I was
All
going
right,
to ask, it's your show, TJ, so I'm glad you're requesting it. Hold on. Okay.
Say one thing. She's your woman. No one knows better than you. Yeah. She having a problem, but just some changes she going through. You know what you ought to do? What's that take? Sit her down, talk it over. If you say you really love me, I'll ask you one thing. Tell me the last time you kissed your lips. Tell me when the last time you told me you love me. A woman is easy to be hurt. You can feel when a man ain't giving her no attention. Cause he always making excuses not to be around. But keep on leaving your woman. Joking, he's waiting for you to put her down. Oh! Tell me when the last time you kissed your lips. Tell me when the last time you held her in your arms. You can cry, tears fall. Did you love her all night long? I heard an old man say, it's not the big things that you do for the woman, but it's the little things that count. Every once in a while, y'all let her know you've been thinking about her. She'll love you, she'll never have no doubt. No. Tell me when the last time you kissed your lips. Tell me when the last time you told her she was Candace's kid. And she, oh, you got to tell her she's the only one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell me when the last time you looked her right between your eyes. Tell me when the last time you kissed her on the eyes. Tell me when the last time you kissed her from the head to toe. Tell me when the last time you made her whole body know.
TJ Hooker.
Put that Charlie Wilson in the middle there. Put that Charlie Wilson. My destiny only is one for me to come a baby.
Those are the guys you like. Yo, that's all you, bro. me tell you, you've been completely blessed and gifted, man. I love you for joining the show, man. We got about 6 more minutes, and then we're gonna let you get off, man. At 1 o'clock, man. I know you're driving, and you're getting a lot of nice comments, man. And we appreciate you hanging out with us, here on Funk from the Front Seat, not on the Grind TV, every Saturday, 12 p.m. Myself and my co-host Kara, and hanging out with you, taking it. Mad shouts out to everybody staying active on the chat, man. I love you guys. I see you guys chiming in. Please support this brother. Come out and see what he's doing and hang out and just enjoy the music. Yo, TJ, I gotta ask you. I like the way you do your songs because they're nice and long. They're like old school length. I love that about that, man. Tell me, why do you decide to do that?
Well, we're just taking it back to the, years ago, you had to really be able to sing and have a real song with verses and a chorus and a bridge and a change. This music nowadays, they just coming out with just the beat and just one little phrase or two. That's not real production, and that's not really a whole song. So we just, everything goes around in a complete circle. The music's gonna come right back, and you're gonna have to be able to really sing and really come out with some real music again. It's gonna have to happen.
You know what? I appreciate you saying that because I too feel that a lot of the commercial stuff that's out there is just to make that quick money, but it has no soul. It doesn't feed you. Your music and your dad's music fed us spiritually. It fed our soul. And, that's what we need. We need to be fed. Some of my favorite rappers that I like, Tupac, Eminem, some of the stuff that Snoop and Dre did, but, Biggie and, guys on the East Coast, like Dick Underground and those guys, Shanti, Eric B. and Rakim, even Queen Latifah, all that good music. It was feeding us. Grandmaster Flash,
Right.
And I listen to a lot of the hip hop now. And like you said, brother, I'm like, come on, man, you can't do better than this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, they watering it down, but everything goes around in a circle, just like you see the clothes that they're wearing. Those are clothes that they was wearing in the 60s. So everything is going to revolve right back, and it's going to head to real entertainers, real singers, real producers like Earth, Wind & Fire, like the Barcades, like Confunction, like, the real groups like my dad, Aretha Franklin, real bands are on their way back. Real music is coming back.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. Amen. And you know what? You're a major part of that renaissance, brother, and I'm so grateful to you, man. I'm going to ask you one last quick thing, and I'll bring Tara back in if she wants to come in and ask you a question as well. Looking forward and going forward now, what did you learn after this shutdown about how the music game is changing as far as digitally? What did you learn? Tell our audience something.
I learned that it's all about MP3s now. It's about streaming now. It's about figuring out the next phase of the music business because they've shut down the CDs. They're no longer making CDs anymore. Now everybody's about streaming and different things like that. So educate yourself on everything. When Facebook first hit, the first time it came out, I was on it. I was on Facebook so hard, and what that did was that opened up the media outlets for me because I was able to hop in there. I wasn't some old guy talking about, I ain't gonna get on that new technology stuff. No, you better learn all the technology stuff you can.
We can't see your face.
Learn all of the technology things that you can because the music business now is evolving. So it's no longer about CDs. It's no longer about album sales. It's about streaming. Learn that and spend on your own dreams. If you don't spend on yourself, ain't nobody gonna never spend on you. So you're not going to make it. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not gonna make it.
Man. Yeah, man. You know what? Yeah. I love you, man. You're now my new adopted brother. I adopt people as they come on the show. Do you have any swag, shirts, or hats, or anything like that?
I'm working on that now. We got the Taylorized. That's what I'm coming out with now. My brand.
Okay.
That's the name of it. We're gonna come out with some T-shirts, some hats, and some different things. Yeah.
Kara wears a small. I wear a triple XL long. All right. You said it to us. We got you. We got you. You know, we need swag from our guests. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, Doc.
We got you, man. We got you. Kara, you got a last question for our brother here? I know she's back there doing stuff.
Yes. So first, I just want to say how amazing it is to see you as an artist, and you are very much you are very much into being your own person, and you're very grounded in that. Yes, you have a lot of genetics and DNA and characteristics regarding your dad, but you are you. And I love that. And you're also molding with what technology and time requires to be, to be out there. So so you can just be an artist and people can see you and access you. So one, I just want to say how great it is that you are very strong in yourself, in the midst of just, being a product of just music. And also, I guess my question is, because you have been in this for so long, in like the most amazing way, you were just born into it, just loving music. How do you get ready for a show? Like, do you just zone out? Like, do you just like have your own little dance party? Like, what do you do to just get ready or just feel pumped for your next show?
Well, I just act like it's just another rehearsal. If you rehearse all the time, then shows are just another. You're just going out there having a good quality rehearsal.
Awesome.
That's it.
That's it.
If you love doing this, you get. Man, I get just hyped about singing Johnny Taylor. So when I look out the audience and see everybody out there, and I know that they came for me, that's it. I'm hyped.
Yes.
Come on. Boom. It just turns off and on. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I turn it on and off. Click. It's on. Time to get Taylorized. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Yes. Love it.
I'm serious.
Well, TJ, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been a blessing and a positive influence on this show. You're welcome anytime you want. Heidi will call me and let me know when you want to come back, because we want to dig more into your career and stuff like that. But I want to ask you a question. Who's in the car with you?
I got my cousin.
How you doing?
Hi, what's your name? What's your name? Tell us who you are.
My name is Myron Carson. This is my first cousin, and I'm a part of the Young Golden Voices when we were younger. And nice to meet you too.
Hi. Yes. Nice.
I'm Sharice Hooker, and I am TJ Hooker cousin that I always follow him.
Yes, he's
and
a great person.
I sing too in a lot of places where he sing at. I open up and he let me get up there.
So you better check me out on Facebook.
Check me out on Facebook.
Give me your name.
Yes.
My name is Sharice Hooker.
Okay, we got you.
Thank
I'll
you.
also put that up on my social media so people know.
All right, thank you.
Hey, you're
I
welcome.
love your family. Thank you, Kara. I love your family, man. And I like the fact that how you rolling. And
That's
you
right.
got quadruple tasks as most musicians can. So again, I love you, brother. Travel safe. Have a good gig tonight. On behalf of Kara Oaker, my producer and co-host, and myself, number 9, we've been hanging out with TJ Hooker Taylor today. Stay on the line, y'all, because Kara and I are going to chop it up for another half hour about stuff. TJ, you travel safe, man, and I'll be in touch with you soon, brother.
All right, y'all. Peace and stay
Bye.
tailorized. Stay tailorized.
Bye.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Wow.
Oh, I feel like we were just blessed by royalty.
Yo, Johnny Taylor, Disco Lady.
You know, TJ is a pretty big deal. He's a pretty big deal. I'm loving this. Oh my gosh, just blessed. So blessed.
Yeah. So how you doing today?
Great. I am going to rewatch the movie, like the videos, so I can get brushed up on my dance moves.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, TJ Hooker Taylor is gonna teach me how to dance through his videos.
You know something? I notice every artist I bring on, you know, they be trying to get you, you know, and you be latching up. Don't forget, this is your home.
No, don't forget. This is your home. It's the other way around.
Home. Ain't die.
Other way around.
That's right.
Oh.
You do a great job as always. Thank you. Again, you're watching 9 on the Grind TV, Funk from the Front Seat.
Mhm.
I'm your host number 9, my co-host Carol Oker, and we're gonna chop it up. Today was an important day. Carol's gonna bring up some things that we need to chop it up about in a second. But I just wanted everybody to know one more time, we're going to give a shout out to people that support us. P-Funk Radio, you know, JTRP, Brenda Robinson, I love y'all. Philly Phil, get on the Funk Bus on Tuesday nights. I love you guys. Gabe on Wednesday nights, Robin Circle of P, and Larry Funkster Jones. I love all you guys. Joe Keesley, Bloomer Band, I love you. HJ Entertainment, Heidi, thank you for giving us TJ. K&N Entertainment, thank you, Kevin. I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks. Afterglow, 92416. Q, I love you. Thank you for the swag. Maggie M's Funky Corner. Donna, thank you. Funky Corner Store. Curtis Wilcox and Miss Pat for all your artwork. Dr. Brookenstein for always keeping our website tight. And the entire Nappy Head Funk Army family and supporters out there, Sonia and everybody on the thread. All you guys actually are amazing, and I love you all, man. So, Kara, I got a question for you, love.
Yes.
What's going on up in D.C.?
So, what's going on in DC is that Thursday there were peaceful protests of about 20 women, mostly Congress women as well, who are they were just peacefully protesting just the fact that we should just continue to have voter equality. And because a lot of people aren't aware that laws put in place sometimes prevent people, unfortunately, people of color, preventing people from obtaining proper ID to be able to vote. Maybe BMVs are, or maybe places are closed that are close to areas, and so that requires transportation that not everyone has the privilege of having, and that can prevent you from getting update, current, or any ID at all. And so that's what they were just bringing to light. On Thursday, there were some arrests, but it was very peaceful. And so I ask that we all just think about the notion that sometimes people in general can take advantage of the fact that if you need information or documentation, you can just get it. And then know that not everyone has that ability to do so. And so that's what so many people are just trying to make sure that we do, because voting is just a wonderful, beautiful thing. It's a powerful thing, and everyone should be able to do it. So yeah, hats off to the people who protested on Thursday. So a lot of amazing women, especially. And so that's what was happening in DC.
You know what? I appreciate you because this little segment that we're going to start adding after our guest, Kara with the news, of course. But I appreciate you because you're always you're up on everything that goes on, and you keep me informed, which is very very cool. So I love you dearly for that. Before we get to one of our fallen heroes, I wanted to also ask you what is happening in Cuba.
And what you cut out? Cuba.
Cuba.
Yes. No, you're good. So what's happening in Cuba is that there have been protests in Cuba with the people of Cuba for the first time in literally decades. We're talking 40 years. The people of Cuba have been speaking out against their own government, which is actually a huge deal. Huge. If you're unaware of even the anything regarding Cuba, if you're unaware of the politics or economy or social aspects of Cuba, for the people of Cuba to even speak out against the government and demand more, huge thing. So when the people of Cuba want to speak, we all need to listen to whatever they say. And right now they're saying that their economy is hurt because COVID is preventing tourism. There has not been proper placement of food, disbursement of food and medical supplies to the people of Cuba. And they want that. They want more. They're feeling the tremendous weight of the effects of COVID, not only just ravaging their country in general, but just the economic and just livelihood of that. So, yeah, that's what's going on right now.
We got to pray for them, and hopefully, like you said, I know we're here in the United States trying to step up our efforts to take care of us over here too. A lot of us over here struggling, and a lot of people here, but globally, we're the world leaders again. So, like you said just now, Kara, and you said it so eloquently, thank you, that we need to kind of, okay, how can we help?
Right now, there's nothing we can do but just to listen. There's no aid. There's nothing going on other than all we can do is listen. And I didn't mean to step in and interrupt, but what I'm reading is that's all we legally and all we actually can do for them right now, because they have been crippled so much by the effects of how their country has been set up for years and years and years, that's literally all we can do.
Yeah, you're right about that. And unfortunately, I feel bad because I know a lot of people in New York and have relatives there when I lived in New York my whole life. And, the Cuban population, I used to go to a restaurant called La Cubanita. You know what I mean? They had the best food ever. Yeah, La Cubanita, man. I'm telling you, Brentwood, Long Island. I don't know if it's still there, but the best cucho fritos, plantains, and, rice and beans. I love Cuban food. Because in my area I grew up in, Staten Island and New York and everything, it's like Latino culture, Cuban, El Salvadorian, Dominican, Spanish, it was just all over the place, man. And it blended in with everything else, I feel bad. I just pray for them, We're going to jump in right now, and Kara has something special for you. We got a video tribute to one of the pioneers of hip-hop. And I do mean pioneers of hip-hop. If there's a hip-hop Hall of Fame, this brother should be in it. We lost him the other day. He had a long battle with diabetes, from what the news says. And, he finally transitioned to the next level. I guess God needed a human beatbox. But, we're going to put this up for a minute. And he was, somebody I personally knew and hung out with it. We used to blue cheap. So, Biz, I love you, man. And, rest in peace, brother. You're the best, man. We love you, man.
story to tell you. Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait? Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was broken to this girl from the U.S. nation. The way that I met her was on tour at a concert. She had long hair and a short mini skirt. I just got on stage, dripping pouring with sweat. I was walking through the crowd, and guess who I met? I whispered in her ear, come to the picture room so I can ask you some questions and see if you're 100 proof. I asked her her name, she said blah blah blah. She had 9 pimp pants and a very big bra. I took a couple of flicks and she was enthused. I said, how do you like the show? She said I was very amused. I started throwing bass, she started throwing back mid-range. But when I sprung a question, she acted kind of strange. Then when I asked, do you have a man? She tried to pretend. She said, no I don't, I only have a friend. Come on, I'm not even going for it. That's what I'm going to say. You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend, and you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need, but you say he's just a friend, but you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. So I took Bubba's word for it. At this time, I thought just having a friend couldn't be no crime. Cause I have friends, and that's a fact. Like Agnes, Agatha, Jermaine, and Jack. Forget about that, let's go into the story about a girl named blah 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 that adore me. So we started talking, getting familiar, spending a lot of time till we build a relationship. Some understanding how it's gonna be in the future we was planning. Everything sounded so dandy and sweet. I had no idea I was in for a treat. After this was established, everything was cool. The tour was over and she went back to school. I called every day to see how she was doing. Every time that I called her, it seemed to me was going. I called her woman, got picked up, and then I called her name. I said, yo, who is that? Oh, he's just a friend. Give me that. Don't even give me that. You must this. You got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. So I came to her college on a surprise visit to see my girl that was so exquisite. It was a school day. I know she was there the first semester of the school year. I went to a gate to ask where was it going. This guy made me fill out a visitor's form. He told me where it was, and I was on my way to see my baby doll. I was happy to say I arrived in front of the dormitory. Yo, could you tell me where is door 3? They showed me where it was. For the moment, I didn't know I was in for such an event. So I came to a room and opened the door. Oh snap! Guess what I saw? I felt a dude kissing my girl in the mouth. I was so in shock, my heart went down south. So please listen to the message that I sent. Don't ever talk to a girl who says she just has a friend. Has a friend. Has a friend. Has a friend.
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's boy, that's deep. That's some deep stuff, man. Thank you, Karen. That's beautiful.
My apologies for the stuff on the end. I'm like, no, I want to see his face some more. YouTube, do better. Do better, YouTube.
We're all organic, so don't worry about it. You know, it is what it is, what it is. On Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV, every Saturday. My co-host Karen Oker, and I will be here kicking it to you. I'm number 9, you know. Now, I wanted to get in this because I didn't get it in last week. Nappy Head Funk Army, right? We are performing at the Drury Ballpark on the Crab Funk Fest, Make America Funk Again, Saturday, August 21st at 2 p.m. So please come down, support it. There's going to be a lot of great venues there. The P Funk Family Band is there. The other great bands are there. It's going to be a nice event. And, if you're into like hanging out in the sunshine, everybody loves the sunshine. You into hanging out? Karen, you coming down or no?
We'll see. I'll make something happen.
Hey, surprises. I know you always got surprises for me. You know what I'm saying? I know you do. But
I'll roll out of a yacht.
Yeah, I'm trying to work with some people and figure out how we can stream it live too. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm trying. I'm doing my best. It's a lot of things going on right now, but I'm doing my best, But yeah, I need you guys to come down and support this, man. We're coming back. We got some music out, and we're doing our thing, and we're going to try to give you a really, really good show. You know what I'm saying? So that's really, really cool. Any last words, Kara, before we get out of the front seat? You got something for me?
Milo Z, do you want to play that?
Yeah, I love Milo.
Do you want to close with that, or do you want to do Milo Z and then close? What do you want to do, boss?
I'll do Milo Z and then I'll close. How's
okay,
yeah.
Let's do it.
Milo, we love you, man. Thank you for sending me this video because
yes.
Biz is in it. I love it. Only on the front seat. 9 on the grind. TV.
We're getting there. Hold on.
No worries.
Yes.
Sunny days with you
Tight.
Love it.
That's how Biz was. He would just hang out and do stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got a Nappy Head Funk Army video back there?
Yeah, give me a second. I don't know. Hold on.
Maybe, maybe not. If not, we'll run one next week for you.
Yes.
You do?
No, let's do it next week.
Let's do it next week. Kara, any last words for our audience, man, before we pop off and get out of here?
Thank you so much for the love, everyone. It's an honor to be a part of this. The last few weeks especially, and you all are amazing. Thank you. And shout out to TJ Hooker Taylor, legend in his own right. And shout out to you, Zach, for being the awesome host.
Well, you know, I have a beautiful, talented producer and co-host who keeps me in line. You know what they say, behind every man is always a great woman making sure everything is correct. And this woman over here on this side making sure this show really rolls, you know. And I appreciate you, Kara, for so many reasons. You know, I wanted to tell you guys I'm broadcasting today from Hillsborough Ford, Capital Ford in Hillsborough, North Carolina. They were nice enough to give me one of their cars, so you can check it out. So that's like mad cool, you know. So I gotta shout them out, man. You know, Lynn and everybody inside was really, really nice to be in. You know, thank you guys for staying active on the chat. If you have any issues you ever want to talk about, reach out to somebody, call somebody. If you're ever feeling some kind of way, down or depressed, you are not alone. We love you. Ain't that right, Kara?
Yeah, we got you. Find us on Facebook if you need just someone to talk to, even a pep talk. We got you.
We got you. And for everybody out there, it's time for us to go home. Thanks for hanging out. Phone from the front seat every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On behalf of my beautiful host and producer, Kara Oker, and myself, number 9, Nappy Head Funk Army, Club Funketeer Ambassador. You know, I recently did an interview with the Funk Chronicles Hall of Fame, so y'all can check that out. It's coming out in 5 weeks. But I want you guys to know, please go support David Webb and the Funk Hall of Fame up in OHIO. Get on Facebook. Go to the Funk Chronicles webpage and go to the Funk Hall of Fame webpage. It's very important that we keep the funk alive. We have to do it. And mad shout out to Bootsy Collins. He just made the Rock Hard Rock Cafe Wall of Fame up there. So shout out to Patty and Bootsy. They are all over the place doing their thing. And I love you guys. And thank you for allowing me to serve and be a funk ambassador. Right now, I'm going to put on my sunglasses, as George would say, and we get ready to funk it up. North Carolina. Where you at? Louisiana. Where you at? Dumpster Funk, Tony Hall, Big Daniel, I love you. Angela, baby, I love you. California, Washington State, Lisa, I love you. Australia, Carmen, Wendy, I love you all over there. Germany, Tanny Soul Sister, I love you. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna roll out like this. Brenda in Ohio, I love you. Emil and Vanessa, Minneapolis, I love you. Dr. Brookenstein, Philadelphia. Give the people what they want, when they want, and they want it. Gabe, I love you, baby. Sama, I love you. Sonia Murphy, my heart, I love you. P-Funk family, where you at? Super Grooveristic fortification. New York. Long Island. Staten Island. Jersey, you heard? Delaware. Are you aware? DC, see you soon. Chocolate City. Japan, Tokyo, I'm young, I say yo. England, Dubai, India, all around the world for the fun. All the time. Y'all stay cool out there, all right? And remember, stay low key. You're better off. Don't get hyped up. Think about it. And don't talk about it. Be about it. Go out today and make a difference. Be something positive today. Get your work done. Kentucky, Virginia, I love y'all. Bullock and the Mills. South Carolina, Raymond Bussey, where you at, my God brother? Georgia, I love you, Zach. I love y'all down there. I love you, Otis. Folk from the front seat. Oh yeah, let's get out of here.